Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel DestinyMoonTarot. Today's reading is going to be yet another reading in my future spouse series. In today's reading, I'm going to be finding out what your future spouse's friends are going to feel about you, what they're going to think of you, what kind of impression you're going to create on them, what kind of relationship you're going to have with them. So today's reading is going to be filled with a lot of juicy details, and it's just going to be something fun and light-hearted. In this video, I'm specifically focusing on their friends because I want to do a different video on what their family and more importantly your in-laws are going to feel about you and the kind of relationship you have with them. So in this video I'm only focusing on their friends. So having said that, let's get into the groups today. As always, I have 3 groups prepared for you guys. I have group number 1 here with the green aventurine heart, group number 2 with the opalite heart, and group number 3 with the lapis lazuli heart. As always, you can look at either the cards down here or the crystals up here and make your decision intuitively to pick either one or multiple of these groups. And once you have done that, you can find the timestamps that correlate to your group's reading in the description box below as well as in the pinned comments. You will also find a link to follow me on Instagram in the description box below. Hi group 1, if you chose the green aventurine heart, then this is going to be your reading. Let's find out what your future spouse's friends are going to think about you and what kind of relationship you're going to have with them. So here I have all of your oracle cards pre-shuffled. I'm going to start off first with these cards right here. You're the only group that's gotten 3 cards. I have picked 2 for the other 2 groups, but yeah, an extra card was just wanting to come out for you. So yeah, you have 3 cards. So these 3 cards right here are going to tell me what your future spouse has told their friends about you. Okay, so here we have gratitude, we have reinvention, and we have shadow. Okay, so group number 1, your future spouse has told their friends that they are extremely grateful for you. They're extremely grateful about having you be a part of their life. You bring a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, just a lot of, you know, it kind of feels like you bring summer in their life. You bring so much enjoyment, you bring so much happiness in their life, and they're very grateful for you. They've also told their friends that you help them connect with themselves better. Like your future spouse feels like they are more self-aware because of you. Like you make them more self-aware, you make them want to do shadow work, you make them want to be a better person. They've also told their friends that you being in their life is not going to affect their friendship. Like you're not the kind of person who's going to stop your future spouse from meeting their friends or hanging out with them. There is this feeling here that maybe you guys either have like a mutual friend group, like maybe you both have the same friend circle, you and your future spouse, or I feel like the friends that they have are also going to be your friends. There's this feeling here that your future spouse doesn't really have to tell people about you from scratch, like this is their name and this is what they look like, this is the kind of person they are. I feel like they don't have to share too much information about you with their friends, because I feel like either their friends already know you or they know of you. Either that's the case, and I feel like that's the case for majority of you, that maybe you have like mutual friends or maybe you're both part of the same group, you and your future spouse. But for some of you, this could also mean that their friends are going to become your friends and they don't like your future spouse doesn't want to say too much about you. They want their friends to be a better judge of what you're like. So it's just like surface level stuff that they have told their friends about you, or they felt the need to tell their friends about you because either these friends already know what kind of person you are, or because, you know, your future spouse wants them to get to know you better on their own and not really form an opinion of you based off of your future spouse's opinion of you. So that's a feeling that I'm getting here. With this bridge, I was getting this feeling that, you know, you're not someone who's going to tell your future spouse to stop hanging out with their friends or anything like that. I feel like there is this bridge that's there. So either, like, you know, your friends, again, like maybe you have common friends, or, you know, your future spouse is going to be the bridge that brings you closer to your soul tribe or soul family, because maybe their friends are also supposed to be your friends. Like, that's part of destiny. And there's also this bridge about how you kind of want your future spouse to want to be a better person. So, you know, like building that bridge between who they are now and who they'd like to be, or who they are now and, like, you know, some shadow work that they would like to do, or that they were unaware of, or, like, you know, you would be like a bridge between your future spouse and their inner child. So, like, you know, bridging that, like, there is this very nurturing, gentle, soft side to you, but sometimes that comes across as tough love. Like, it's like you're encouraging your future spouse to be a better person, and I feel like that's what they have told their friends about you, that, like, that's the main thing that they tell their friends about you, that you make them want to be a better person, and they're so grateful to have you in their life. So now let's find out what first impression they're going to have of you. Okay, so this is when you meet your future spouse's friends, and when you talk to them, this is the impression that they're going to have of you after they've met you and spoken to you. Okay, so here we have freedom, which again, yes, was the card that I was getting, and winter. Yeah, so there is this, like, you know, like feeling to you that you are someone who enjoys your own freedom. You're someone who's very independent. You're someone who has a life of their own. So you enjoy a level of freedom which you will also kind of give to your future spouse as well, in the sense that they are going to be free to be able to meet their friends whenever they'd like to. Like, you know, I don't think you are the kind of person who would stop your future spouse from going on a girl's trip, or like a boys trip, or like a boys night out, girls night out kind of a situation. I think that's something that your future spouse's friends are immediately going to notice about you, that you are someone who enjoys a lot of freedom, and also, you know, allows that level of freedom in your future spouse's life. So that is something that I'm getting from the freedom card right here. With winter, I do feel like your future spouse's friends feel like you are very independent, very self-sufficient, very self-reliant. So you're not going to be constantly clingy with your future spouse. This might also mean that some of them might have their doubts whether you even like their friend or not, whether you like your future spouse or not, or whether it's just, like, you know, a marriage of convenience, or whether it's just a relationship of convenience. So they might have their doubts, because you just come across as someone who's very independent, like you don't really need anyone. So it'll either be that, or it's going to mean that you are so independent that you have gotten into this relationship only because you felt really drawn into being in that relationship. So there's like two possibilities here. Again, take it as it resonates, because this is a general reading. So their friends are either going to think that you're just in a relationship with their friend because you were feeling lonely, or you just needed someone in your life, or, like, you know, you're just codependent, you're just used to being in a relationship. And some of them might think that you are so independent that you have gotten into this relationship only because you knew this was the absolute best thing for you. Like, you have, you know, worked on yourself enough to be able to bring a lot to the table while being in a relationship with their friend. So I do feel like there's some level of like protectiveness that your future spouse's friends feel over your future spouse. I feel like this is someone whose friends feel like we really have to protect them. Like their friends are the kind of people who might, you know, come up to you and be like, hey, listen, like, I know you're dating my friend, and if you hurt him or if you hurt her, then I'm gonna come after you, I'm gonna mess you up. Like that kind of energy. Like, where they're very protective over their friend and they just want the best for their friend and they're looking out for their friend. I feel like that's the energy that your future spouse's friends are giving off to me. Because yeah, like, look at the eyes. Like, the eyes are really calling me out. Like these are the kind of people who would really like look at you, observe you, and not really talk too much. This is not like a friend group that's going to be super welcoming from the get-go. Like, you know, they're going to take their time judging you, they're going to take their time getting to know you, and only then make you feel like you are part of the group. Not to say that they're not welcoming. I think like, you guys being together with their friend is just gonna make a lot of sense to them. But yeah, there is this like protective energy that they have around their friend. So yeah, that's that. Let's find out what kind of relationship you're going to have with the friends of your future spouse. So here we have trust and we have challenges. So I think it's gonna take some time, and there might be some challenges when it comes to them trusting you. Like, it's like they are going to trust you eventually, but I think getting there is going to take them some time. Like I was saying, they might, you know, first observe you and then see if, like, you know, if you're with their friend for the right reasons and what your intentions are. Once they know of those things for sure, that's when they're going to start bringing their own walls down and letting you into the group. Like, that's when they're going to start trusting you completely. This is going to take some time for you to become friends with their friends, basically. Yeah, for them to really trust you. And this is all coming from a place of maybe, you know, just being very protective over their friend. Maybe they have seen their friend go through some tough challenges in their past relationship. Maybe their past relationships have been with people who have taken advantage of them or didn't have the purest intentions towards them. So they're just looking out for their friend here, basically. And it's not personal. It's not that they don't like you. It's just that they're gonna take their time completely trusting you. Let's get some more information about this connection. I'm going to be shuffling the Kawaii tarot to find out what kind of relationship you're going to have with your future spouse's friends and how they're going to feel about you. Okay, let's find out. Okay, so we have the Hanged Man. Taking time again, taking time to get to know you, really observing you. Like, they're more of a listener. I feel like they'll want you to talk. Yes, we have the Queen of Swords. You talk, you tell us about yourself, you tell us why you're with our friend, you tell us why you like our friend, how did you meet. You know, I think they're really going to observe you guys as a couple. Not just you as a person. They are going to observe you guys as a couple, and, like, you know, just see, like, pick up on non-verbal cues as well. Like, oh, okay, they're holding hands, or like, okay, she's comfortable or he's comfortable with you. That kind of stuff. Like, they are really going to ask you a lot of questions about your past, about the kind of person you are, about how you feel about their friend, stuff like that. And that's when they are going to, you know, build their impression of you in their mind. Okay, like, slow and steady wins the race is something that I heard. So yeah, slowly but surely they will open up to you once they know that your intentions are pure towards their friend. And once that happens, let's see what your relationship is going to be like. So we have the Ace of Swords. Yeah, there's going to be a breakthrough. Like all of a sudden they are going to, like very quickly it'll feel like they have gone from being so uptight to just like very quickly wanting to build, like, you know, wanting to bring their walls down with you. Like very quickly they are going to go from just observing you and just listening to you and just having like a bit of a resting bitch face to completely being very comfortable having conversations with you and making plans with you and, like, you know, inviting you everywhere. It'll almost feel like, okay, all this while I didn't really feel like you liked me. Like that's a feeling that I'm getting here. That, you know, they might give you this vibe the first time you meet them that they don't really like you, but I think that's going to immediately change as soon as they start trusting you and as soon as this breakthrough happens. And it'll almost feel like, oh my god, the first time I met you I thought you're going to be really mean to me, but now you're all so nice to me. And it is going to start like a new chapter in your life. Like I think with the Fool here, you are going to feel like you can start on a fresh slate with them, in the sense that, you know, this first impression that they have of you is just going to seem like this was just like an initiation activity, like an initiation kind of a feeling here, that you were just like almost being tested. And now that you are part of the group, things have changed, dynamics have changed, and you can be a lot more carefree and you can say things a lot more freely and not feel like you're being judged or you are kind of required to put your best foot forward. Like you can finally start being yourself and feel like, you know, not everything that I'm saying is being judged or criticized by these people. Like that's the feeling that I'm getting here. Yeah, your bottom deck energy is the Page of Swords. So yeah, there is this feeling that it is going to take them some time to open up to you and to warm up to you, because they are protective over their friend who is going to be your future spouse. But once they start trusting you, once they really know what kind of person you are, and I feel like these people are really good judges of character, so I think they are going to be able to very accurately understand the kind of person you are and, like, you know, really be able to describe you really well. And like, and when that happens, it's going to change up your relationship completely, and it'll almost feel like, okay, now we can start building up on our relationship, now we can start having a friendship, now we can start, you know, talking to each other about, you know, anything, you know, we can start sharing things about our lives with them. We can now, you know, share inside jokes with them. We can now, you know, tease them. Like that kind of relationship is going to start. So I think while this is happening, your relationship with your future spouse's friends is going to be very formal, but once this trust builds up, then your relationship is going to start feeling a little bit more informal. Like you can also be friends with your future spouse's friends. That's the energy that I'm picking up here, group number 1. So I'm gonna end your reading right here. I hope you've enjoyed this quick little reading. I hope you found it fun. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more readings from me, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys. Hi group number 2. If you chose the opalite heart crystal, then this is going to be your reading. Let's find out what your future spouse's friends think about you, what they've been told about you, what kind of relationship you're gonna have with them. So as always, I have your oracle cards pre-shuffled here, and I'm gonna start off with these 2 cards first. Now these 2 cards are going to tell me what your future spouse has told their friends about you. Okay, so here we have inner peace and we have wisdom. Okay, so group number 2, I feel like your future spouse has told their friends that you bring a lot of peace into their life, you bring a lot of calmness into their life. I think this is a future, like your future spouse is someone who has like maybe a very fast-paced life, or maybe they're very extroverted, and I feel like what you bring into their life is just a lot of calmness, like a lot of like this energy where you kind of like your energy is such that it inspires them, or it encourages them to slow down a little bit, to not be so go 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 all the time. They're also going to tell their friends that you're very wise. They might tell their friends that you're wiser beyond your years. So maybe your future spouse is a little bit older than you are, but your future spouse is going to tell their friends that even though he or she is younger than us or younger than me, I feel like he or she is much more wiser than us and wiser than me. So yeah, I feel like they're really going to build you up, in the sense that they're really going to talk about how intelligent you are, how wise you are, how mature you are. But there's also this like very gentle, calm energy to you. And they'll also tell their friends, your future spouse is also going to tell their friends that you're very beautiful. So I think there's something about your hair, like they really like your hair. And I feel like they're going to say your face is very cute, like you look very cute. Like they'll obviously tell their friends that you're pretty or beautiful, but I think the way that they'll describe you is going to make their friends feel like you're very cute. Like there are some babyish features to your face. Maybe you have a very round face, maybe you have like chubby cheeks or something like that. I don't know, there's this feeling here that your future spouse is going to describe you as someone who's very cute, but someone who's very wise, very mature, not someone who's childish or immature at all. So that's what your future spouse is going to tell their friends about you. Now let's see what your future spouse's friends are going to feel about you when they meet you. Okay, this is their kind of like their first impression of you. This is how they're going to see you when they first have a conversation with you, or when they first meet you. So here we have solitude and we have abundance. Okay, so with abundance, I feel like their friends are definitely going to feel like you're very abundant, in the sense that you might come across as someone who has it all. Like you have money, you have the looks, you have the brains, like you are the complete package, is what their friends are going to feel about you. They might also feel like you are a little bit introverted as compared to your future spouse, or as compared to their friends, because with solitude and also with like this fairy cat being so like tiny as compared to the apples, it almost feels like she's hiding behind the apple. I'm getting this feeling that they might think that you are a little bit shy, or a little bit introverted, or for some of you, I feel like their friends might, your future spouse's friends might think that their energy is a little bit overwhelming, and you're not used to seeing people like that. Maybe you're not used to seeing people be that loud, or party like that, or talk like that, or yeah, it's like like their friends have this like bubbly, kind of extroverted, like loud party animal kind of an energy, and they feel like you're the complete opposite to that. Like you're a little bit more introverted, so they'll kind of get this feeling that they have to be a little bit gentle with you, like they'll have to bring their energy levels down a little bit, so as to not overwhelm you with their like extroverted energy. I feel like their friends would very much want you to feel like you're welcomed in the group, and from the get-go they're going to feel like they need to be protective over you, and they need to like look after you really well, and like be friends with you, and like talk to you and make you feel very comfortable. Like that's the vibe that I'm picking up here on. Like yeah, that's how they're going to behave with you at the get-go. But yeah, I do feel like that's stemming from a place where they feel like you are either introverted, but with abundance, something that I just got is that maybe they feel a little bit self-conscious around you. Okay, so if their friends, if your future spouse's friends are older than you, but maybe they act in a bit of a immature-ish way around you, they might feel a little bit self-conscious, or they might feel like, you know, they have to keep themselves in check so that you don't judge them, because you come across as someone who's a lot more wiser and, you know, a lot more emotionally mature than them. Yeah, like there is this very refined quality to you, so they don't want to come across as someone who is, you know, rude or uncivilized or, you know, just unruly. Like, that's not the vibe that they want to give off to you. So I think they're going to be quite conscious of how they portray themselves around you. That's a feeling that I'm picking up here as well. Let's find out now what your relationship with your future spouse's friends is going to be like. So here we have doubt and here we have money. Okay, the message that I'm getting here is that they may doubt that their friend is with you because of your money, because we have abundance here. Like, you know, and abundance doesn't really have to be with money. For some of you, maybe they might think that their friend is being a gold digger and is with you because of your money, because I feel like you guys, you and your future spouse, are very different from each other. That is something that I'm picking up here on. And I feel like they're kind of wondering, their friends, your future spouse's friends, are kind of wondering how someone like you has ended up with their friend. So maybe they think you can do better, but there is this feeling that maybe their friend is with you so that they can look good. Okay, so that it looks good on their part that they're with someone who has a lot of money or has a lot of status, or they're with someone who is young and beautiful, or like smart, or like, you know, yeah, like kind of, am I getting trophy wife vibes here? I am a little bit, and this might not apply to all of you. I just feel like there is this feeling that maybe your future spouse's friends might think that you are a bit of a trophy wife, like their friend is with you because they kind of just want to show off. They want to show you off, not in a this is the love of my life and I'm proud to be with this person kind of way, but in a very, like, you know, look at what I'm capable of being with kind of a way. That is something that I'm getting here. Let's find out. Let's get tarot now. Okay, so I'm going to be live shuffling the Kawaii tarot to find out why they feel this way. Okay, why do they have their doubts? Okay, let's find out why does group 2's future spouse's friends have this doubt. So we have justice. Okay. We have justice, and we have the 2 of cups. Bottom deck energy is the Ace of Wands. Okay, so I'm getting 2 possibilities here. One being that, you know, they kind of don't trust that someone so opposite to their friend could be with them. It's kind of like you two are opposites and you just gel together really well and it makes sense, but on paper maybe it doesn't. Like, you would feel like if our friend is introverted, then their partner would also be introverted, or if our friend is extroverted, then their partner would also be extroverted. Like, maybe that's the idea they have in their mind. So when they see like 2 opposites coming together and being attracted to each other, maybe that's where these doubts are stemming from. But I also feel like maybe, just maybe, someone in this friend group is either jealous of your future spouse, so they're jealous of their friend, or they have either dated your future spouse. So maybe your friend is still maybe your future spouse is still friends with their ex, and this judgment is stemming from your future spouse's ex, so that they can feel better about themselves, so that they can feel better about not being the one marrying your future spouse. They might, you know, out of spite say things like, oh yeah, actually I was perfect with this guy or this girl, but they have chosen this person, they have chosen group number 2 because they want them for their money, or because they want them for their looks, or you know, because they want to step up in the society in some way. That's a feeling that I'm getting here as well. So this is either a jealous friend or a jealous ex who is part of your future spouse's friend circle. So let's see if your relationship with this person is going to improve, or what is your relationship with this person going to be like, or these people, what is it going to be like? Let's find out what your relationship with your future spouse's friends is going to be like. Okay, so we have the 2 of coins, yeah, and we have the sun. Okay, that's a good ending to your reading. Every time the sun comes up, it's a good card. Okay, and then we have the page of wands. So I think initially it's going to feel like your relationship with your future spouse's friends is just going to be very up in the air. Like, you know, on some days it's good, on some days it's bad, on some days you feel very welcomed, on some days you feel like these guys don't really like me. But it's all cool, it's all fine in the end, because, you know, they see that you make your future spouse very happy. You guys are really good together. Since we have the 2 of cups and the justice here, I do feel like your bond with your future spouse is really good. And I also feel like somewhere you guys are just someone who believes in being the bigger person. Like, you're not someone who's going to hold a grudge against someone. I'm getting that kind, gentle vibe from you guys. So maybe you're just gonna be like, it is what it is. If they're going to be nice to me, I'll be nice to them. If they're not nice to me, then I'm not going to, you know, fight for their attention, or, you know, change myself so they like me, or like, you know, beg them to like me or anything like that. It's all good. I think you are very indifferent to what your future spouse's friends really think about you, or what they say about you. Yeah, like, you might be watching this video just because it showed up on your wall and you were bored and you just wanted to watch this video. But this is maybe not really a question that you have ever asked yourself, or this is not really a question that would really keep you up at night or anything like that. I don't get that feeling from you guys. I think you guys are very self-sufficient, very happy on your own. You're very content with who you are, and yeah, you don't really believe in changing yourself for anybody else, let alone your future spouse's friends. So yeah, I think you're just very indifferent to it. Like, it's all good. Whether you like me, whether you don't like me, it's all good. I'm okay. I'm happy with myself. My future spouse is happy with me, and we get along well, and that's all that matters. Yeah. So on that note, group number 2, I'm gonna end your reading right here. I hope you have enjoyed this reading. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and also subscribe to my channel for more readings from me, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys. Hi group 3, if you chose the lapis lazuli heart crystal, then this is going to be your reading. Let's find out what your future spouse's friends think of you. As always, I have your oracle cards pre-shuffled right here, and I'm going to start off with these 2 cards first. That's going to tell me what your future spouse has told their friends about you, and then we're going to find out what your future spouse's friends think of you and what their first impression is of you, and we'll also find out what kind of relationship you're gonna have with your future spouse's friends. So yeah, starting off with these two cards, let's find out what your future spouse has told their friends about you. So here we have focus and we have mortality. Okay, first things first, I think they're going to tell their friends that you have very beautiful, very piercing eyes. I think you have very exotic features. Maybe you look different from what their friends look like, or maybe you look different from what people around them look like. There is this very exotic feeling to you. Like there's something about your eyes, something about your facial features that's very strong, that's very prominent. You might have a very sharp nose, or like, you know, really beautiful hazel brown eyes. You might have very chiseled like cheekbones, very like prominent, like model like face structure maybe. But yeah, there's something about you that's very different from what their friends are used to, for sure, and maybe even what they are used to. So there are some, you know, there's something very exotic about you. It almost feels like you have come from a very far off land and you bring with you like a huge like a treasure chest of culture and wisdom and just like, you know, opinion and perspective on life that's very different to what maybe they are used to or their friends are used to, and what you've been exposed to, what they have been exposed to in their life. So yeah, maybe your future spouse belongs to a different country and you belong to a different country, or maybe your cultures are very different even if you belong to the same country. It's almost like when you talk, your future spouse just wants to listen to you, because you just have so many interesting stories, you have so many interesting things to talk about. Maybe you have traveled a lot, maybe you have seen a lot of things, maybe you have experienced more things than, you know, what a normal person your age might have. When you talk, your future spouse just wants to listen and just wants to focus on what you're saying and how you're acting, like how you sit, how you stand, how you speak. There's something very exotic about it. There's something very different about it. And that's what they have told their friends about you, that you're very different from their normal type, or you're very different from what these friends are used to, or you're very different from just where they are, like the part of the world that they belong to or where they come from, basically. Oh my god, okay. That's a very different energy. Let's find out now what their friends are going to think of you. So what their first impression of you might be when they first talk to you, or, you know, speak to you or meet you. So we have diversity and music. So yes, with diversity, I definitely feel like, yeah, it's that feeling again that you're very exotic, that you have come from a very different place. You bring a lot of diversity to their group. Okay, so maybe just how they are, like your future spouse and their friends, maybe they are very similar, and like maybe they're all, I don't know, belonging to the same culture, or belonging to the same country, or belonging to the same kind of people, but then you bring like a lot of diversity into the group. You bring a lot of diversity to the table, and they're very interested in knowing you. They're very interested in knowing about you. You almost feel like a breath of fresh air. Like you just come talk to us. We have questions about your culture and about your people, and, you know, just about your life. It's very focused on you. Like they just want to talk to you, and they want to find out how you think, how you feel, how you behave, you know, where you're from, what you believe in. Like you're very different to them. That's like the main thing that's popping up here, that you're very different to them, and they want to know more about you. They want to learn more about you. They're very interested in you. They'll talk about themselves, like they won't really talk about themselves as much as they're going to have questions about you, mostly about maybe like your culture, or maybe where you're from. I don't know, there is something exotic, something otherworldly about you here. Let's find out what kind of relationship you're gonna have with them. So we have despair and we have solitude. We also had solitude in group number 2. So maybe group number 2 was a reading that you wanted to pick as well. Maybe that was a reading that you were drawn to as well. But this despair and solitude is giving me a different meaning to what I was getting for group number 2. I feel like your relationship with them is going to be one that's going to take some time to bloom. It almost feels like these are little buds and then they have grown and bloomed into these bigger flowers. It's going to slowly grow, because I feel like there is this level of being very cautious around you that these friends have. Either because, you know, if you belong to 2 different cultures or religions or, you know, places, they don't want to say something that's going to be offensive or hurtful to you. So maybe they're going to be very careful with how they communicate with you, which is why you might feel like, you know, they don't really get me, I'm an outsider. Maybe for a while you're going to feel like an outsider with your future spouse's friend group, and it's going to feel like you can't really have a connection with your future spouse's friends. But I think that's happening because, you know, they don't want to be offensive. We are going to be getting the tarot to find out what this could mean, but like, this is what I'm picking up on. I feel like they just are being very mindful and very cautious about not offending you and not saying something that's going to hurt your sentiments. But that might come across as, you know, them kind of walking on eggshells, and it might just seem to you that they don't really want to make you feel like you belong. It might make you feel like you don't really belong. It might make you feel like even though you have company and even though they are really nice and they're being very cordial to you, they don't really accept you as one of them. So you kind of feel like an outsider. You kind of feel a little bit alone even in their company. That's something that I'm picking up on. Let us get tarot though. Okay, so I'm gonna be live shuffling the, what is this, the Kawaii tarot, to find out what kind of relationship are you going to have with your future spouse's friends. Okay. The Judgment card came up, but it didn't really want to come out. So, okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune. That's a good start. So yeah, your relationship with them is definitely going to change. It might feel a little bit formal at first, and it might feel like you're out, like, you know, you're stuck out in the cold, like you don't really have friends, like these people aren't really your friends and you are an outsider. But that's gonna change. That's really going to change for the better, because yeah, we have the 10 of Wands here. 1 second, I just want to get another card. And we have the 5 of Swords. Yeah, because I do feel like you're gonna realize that they're just trying to be, you know, very mindful. It's like, it's not like they're making you feel like you're an outsider on purpose. It's just that, you know, they don't want to get cancelled. So that's like a burden. That's like that's a thing that, you know, they have to carry on their back, like constantly making sure that they don't say something that's going to hurt you or make you feel like you're not part of the group or make you feel like you're an outsider. We have the 7 of Wands. Okay, so I think more than them wanting to welcome you, this is like an energy that you are going to have to work on. So I feel like your relationship with your future spouse's friends can be a really good one if you just try and understand where they are coming from, where you don't have to feel like you have to constantly defend yourself. Even if they say something a little bit hurtful or if they say something a little bit ignorant, you just need to learn to either communicate better with them or just let things go. You know, they're not out there to offend you on purpose. They're not out there to, you know, make you feel bad or make you feel lonely or make you feel like an outsider on purpose. Okay, so you just have to at some point put your guard down, let them in, you know, try and make them feel comfortable around you as well. Okay, kind of like let them know that they don't always have to watch what they're saying or what they're doing around you. Like if if they are going to do something offensive, or you know, say something that they shouldn't be saying because they don't know any better, then you know, you'll be there to correct them, and that's not going to affect how you see them or your judgment of them. It's like you're gonna both have to meet each other halfway, midway, if this friendship with this group or this person is going to work out. You're gonna have to meet them halfway, where you you know, make them feel comfortable around you, so then they can feel comfortable around you, and you know, then they can put their walls down, and like, you know, you can finally have a conversation. And like, as you get to know each other better, you are going to like grow your relationship into something that's really good. I kind of don't want to end your reading on that note, so I'm just gonna shuffle the cards some more and maybe find out like advice for you. How can you, you know, have like a good connection with your future spouses, friends? Like, what can you do? Let's see, let's just get some advice for you. Okay, let's see. So we have the Two of Wands. So if they ask you about your culture or where you're from, you can also ask them about their culture and where they're from. You know, have conversations with them. Try and be as open and honest with them. You know, ask questions. You know, initiate conversations with them as well. Bottom deck energy, the Magician. This friendship, this relationship that you have with your future spouse's friend or friends is going to be what you want it to be. If you don't want anything to do with these people, that's how it's going to be. And if you want them to feel like they're also your friends or you're also their friend, then, you know, show an interest. Like, this is what I was saying with the Two of Wands. Meet them halfway. If they're interested in your culture, if they're interested in where you come from, ask them about their culture, where they come from. Ask them about things that are normal in their household that's different to what you have grown up with, or like what you have seen around. Okay, initiate conversations with them. Okay, try and be as polite as possible. So even if you ask them something that maybe would not be considered appropriate, it would still seem like, okay, they're just curious and they just want to understand us better. Okay, so that way no misunderstandings are going to arise. Okay, I think that's a better note for me to end your reading on. Group number 3. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also subscribe to my channel for more readings from me, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys.